we have a rebrand for the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, we've had a lot of rebrands in sports. We're going to talk about what's our worst and best, from our recollection. But is this one a legit one? Do you like this one? So the Los Angeles Clippers and ownership decided to throw back to some of the nautical theme of what this logo is supposed to be, and just make waves, so to speak, as their rebrand. And with this, they decided to put more of a nautical theme to go back to the roots for the Clippers, which, by the way, if you didn't know, a Clipper is a ship. Now, before I get to a couple of quick notes on this, some of the reasonings behind, or some of the descriptions of what this logo is, illustrates movement and precision while paying homage to the team's nautical heritage. If you were to ask most Clipper fans or most NBA fans, you wouldn't even think that Clipper was nautical related, but they're trying to put it on the forefront here.
I thought it was haircuts, to be honest.
Great clips. So they have...
Chris, before today, how many times have you used the word nautical? I've used it more today than you have in your life.
I mean,
to this point.
we had a nautical themed kind of like, nautical themed thing going on in my childhood when I was a kid, and we had some rooms that were nautical themed. But now I don't use the word nautical very often. But you have the big C for the Clippers. You have that going on. You have the naval aspect, the basketball with the ship and the hull of the ship. You have the N. I guess there's an N in, let's see, where is it? In there's like a little thing, N-shaped thing, for Los Angeles, for pointing north in Los Angeles, providing timeless direction, Scotty. A silhouette of an oncoming ship, nod to the team's origins in the San Diego harbor. Now, when I saw this, I saw cruise ship. I see cruise ship.
I see either cruise ship or like yacht.
Yeah, or a yacht. Now, if you Google what a Clipper ship is,
sailboat.
It's a sailboat. It's a sailboat.
It's a sailing ship.
And so then you look at it a second time, and you're like, oh, those top parts of the boat are sails. But that doesn't come across as sails.
Does not look like sails to me. I don't even think it is. Is it sails? Are we sure?
There's supposed to be sails.
That doesn't look like sails, Chris.
They don't.
It looked like
I don't
a
know if
compass.
they've ever seen sails before. That's like their owner being like, I don't know. Does the sailboat look like the yacht that I own? Let's just use the yacht that I own.
One thing about Moisey, I kind of see the sails. It's not good, but I kind of see it.
It's not to the average fan. You're not going to see sails. You see cruise ship or yacht, like you said, Scotty. And that's what I saw when I first saw it too. I thought it was a nod to Joe D, the Yankee Clipper. Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I don't think it also has I feel like it has pelicans kind of. I don't know why the pelican mouth. I don't know. So it's just weird looking.
Well, and it's like your ships that you're going back to your historical history, which is in San Diego, which you left. You left there to go to LA. So making a new logo that applies to something that happened in San Diego to me doesn't make sense. If you're still in San Diego, fine, but you're not.
Yeah.
And now you have a new logo that applies to the city you don't even reside in.
It's exactly.
I don't understand it. At least I like the Jazz in Utah. Don't make any sense, right? Because they moved, kept the Jazz name, whatever. But they've always had that same logo, so I'm like, that's fine. But you can't create a new logo going back to your heritage of San Diego, which doesn't apply to the city you're in now. It doesn't make any sense, Chris.
And you left.
None of this makes any sense. The uniforms themselves are fine. They're not
I actually like the uniforms.
They're fine. They're not bad. But the logo, is bad. The logo's bad.
Yeah, they have the alternate Clips jersey as well. So they have Los Angeles, they have the Clippers. The colors are fine. I actually don't hate the colors, and I don't think it's terrible when it comes to the jerseys themselves. But yeah, I think there's just some head scratching, and I don't hate the logo, but I don't. It's fine, but it's just like the origins behind it, like we've been talking about, just don't fit. So, it is what it is. But
I'll be right back. Code yellow.
In the chat. Steve Ballmer missed the mark on that. It's like those Rorschach tests that everyone pretends to they don't like. Wait till after dark. Yeah.
Go ahead and explain now, why don't you?
I'll let Cuban do it. So yeah, I mean, I think if we're talking grades tonight, So if I'm giving this rebrand a grade, it's a C for Clippers. I think it's a C. It's average. I don't think it blows me away. It's not gonna be incredible from what I can, talk up. What's up, Doc? 18 months, let's go. Thank you so much, Doc.
All right.
So yeah, I give this a C. I give it a C for Clippers because that's the grade that just makes the most sense. Ballmer owns Microsoft, has 125 billion in the bank. I don't think he cares what people think of his logo. Yeah, I mean I think it costs a lot of money. Let's just put it that way. It costs a lot of money to rebrand, but the goal is for them to start selling some more merch, right? I mean that, and then also just have a fresh look for a team that's, this is kind of an energy boost, right? You want to get this team who's been playing really, really good basketball as of late a little bit more of an energy boost and something to look forward to, some of the fans look forward to. So there you go. But that also brings up just some of the other branding changes that we've seen across the sports world, right? There's been a lot. We've seen, a lot of different redesigns. We've seen some good, some bad. Most notably, I think, when we're talking terrible ones, the Pistons logo is one of those that is absolutely a travesty. What they went to from what they had with those teals. Sorry, Chairman. The old teal with the horse and the flames with the Pistons logo, so great. The one they have now.
What's worse? What's worse, the rebrand or the team?
Oof, they're both bad. I'm talking about, Scotty, some of the worst redesigns of all time, and one of them is that Pistons with the horse and the teal, and it looked really good, and then they switched to this boring basketball with the letters of Detroit Pistons in the middle, and it's like the worst rebrand possible.
It's like, hey, not a lot of teams in the NBA wear red, white, and blue. Let's switch to that.
Yeah, it was one of the worst rebrands.
And now no one knows what a piston is.
No one knows. Funny, I had a chat with the VP of marketing for the Pistons. She talked about what a mistake that was. Yeah, the old one looked so good and the colors were so much better, and they messed it up. Another one, well, you had the Charlotte Hornets, who I thought had a really legit logo, and then they went to the Bobcats, which was the Michael. Did they change when Michael Jordan took over? Is that when they, or what did? I can't remember.
Well, the Hornets moved. So the Hornets moved to New Orleans. Became the Pelicans, right?
Yeah,
that's who moved to New Orleans.
But then
the Pelicans, and then they started a new franchise
with the Charlotte Bobcats.
Am I getting that right?
That well,
that whole thing is confused.
it is kind of.
It was a New Orleans. I do remember there being a New Orleans Hornets. I don't know who moved where and who.
No, New Orleans moved. The Hornets moved to New Orleans, stayed as the Hornets, then redid as the Pelicans, and then they brought a new expansion franchise to Charlotte called them the Bobcats before going back to being the Hornets.
Yeah, Joe has it. Charlotte moved to New Orleans. Bobcats were an expansion, then assumed the Hornets name.
When did they expand?
When did Charlotte get a team again?
I can't remember. I don't know if I've
2004. 2004.
All right.
Is there more questions? Like when did they leave Charlotte?
Nope.
I mean, I don't know
if care about that. That was 2002, 2003. So that's weird to have a team move in 2002, 2003 out of Charlotte, and then Charlotte gets an expansion franchise in 2004.
Kind of like a consolation
kind
prize.
Of wild. Kind of crazy.
Sorry they left. There's another team.
All right. So yeah. So the Hornets was kind of a weird one. Bobcats was a terrible rebrand. You know, one that people hate is the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins with the old logo, with like the dolphin and the sun.
In the 70s?
Like the one that, you know, obviously Dan Marino.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the dolphin. I mean, it looked good.
Like in the 2000s?
It just looked. The helmet on, the dolphin had the helmet on. Kind of like that one.
Yeah.
The new one is kind of just like, meh, it's fine. It's not. I don't hate the old one.
I like the old one for nostalgia, but it wouldn't play today. It looks too outdated today. But I like it for like a throwback logo.
I think the Toronto Raptors made a mistake when they did their logo rebrand. Toronto just absolutely killed their marketing department. Just, you know, should be fired based off of what they put together with that.
What about the Grizzlies going to Memphis?
Ooh,
the logo change.
Yeah, the Grizzlies. I like the old school Grizzlies. Maybe I'm just I don't know.
Old school.
I'm old school. I like that. The old school
bear.
Yeah.
The grizzly bear.
The grizzly bear with the basketball. It was so good. Scotty, any others I'm missing?
I mean,
yeah. Sound from other sport.
I'm trying to think of like awful rebrands or even good ones. Or are we gonna get to good ones, Chris?
Remember when the LA Rams?
I like the LA Rams uniforms.
They shot from the actual Ram and they stole the logo from a D2 school.
That I didn't care and don't. I didn't know and didn't care.
Yeah. But yes, the D2 school had that logo first.
Whatever. I like the Rams unis now. I like the color scheme in the unis actually. The Rams.
Do you like the Best Buy colors? The Best Buy worker?
Is that? I don't know that I equate it to that. They look like, I don't know what the whole, like, I don't even know how to describe it. Whatever the lettering is on there, it's just different, and I kind of like it. And it's clean. It's clean.
But yeah.
Was the Oilers to Titans?
You know, and
Oilers to Titans wasn't nothing wrong with the Titans. It's just Oilers uniforms were elite. That's more uniform though. And like the Oilers logo isn't special. It's literally an oil
it's
tower.
A powder blue oil mill.
Yeah, it's not a great logo, but the uniforms were great.
You know, one that I feel like is kind of underrated, and I'll give a shout out to Milwaukee's, but I like the old Bucks one. I don't think they really messed up on the new one. I mean the new Bucks logo, I feel like is well thought out. It looks good. I don't think it's a terrible upgrade or a terrible change for what they did in the Milwaukee Bucks logo. I feel like that one was all right. Ooh, Rec, what do you think about the Pittsburgh Penguins?
I don't. Oh yeah, that's right. I remember what they
The
were.
old school,
I
like
like
the triangle one with the penguin and the triangle.
Yeah, I think
And
I
then
like the newer one better. The older one is kind of like the new Miami Dolphins logo.
yeah. So that one, but the RoboPens.
RoboPens.
Yeah. The Broncos changing to blue uniforms and then ownership trying to convince us they were somehow predominantly orange, says Cuban. The Broncos, I've heard some things, some rumors that they're going to permanently potentially do like the white helmet. I don't know how much that's real or not.
Well, with the new ownership, they sent out a survey to like all the season ticket holders as far as like a uniform survey last year during the season. As far as like, hey, I didn't see the actual survey, but just different questions on, because I mean they're probably due. There's some, there's some that won't ever really rebrand, right? Your Packers, your Bears, your even the Chiefs don't really rebrand. But since the Broncos have, at this point, you're about getting close to 30 years on this.
1997, I think, right when they won their first Super Bowl in that year. So like that was kind of the shift. And then haven't changed ever since. But they've been like playing around with the retro helmets with the old D, whether that's the orange ones or the white helmets or whatever it may be. But sounds like there might be rumors that they're going switching up the uniforms here soon. So I don't know. I don't know how much that's true.
You know when you switch up uniforms and rebrand, you draw attention away from the fact that your franchise has sucked for the last 7 or 8 years. It's a good move. It's a good move.
It energizes.
Yeah.
Eagles fans love the Kelly green. I love the uniqueness of the midnight green and the left-facing logo, which there are not many of in all of sports. I think there's only like a couple, right? Left-facing logos.
I think that might be the only one in the NFL that I know of.
It is the only one.
Isn't left-facing logo, and then you got the tomahawk in the Chicago Blackhawks, faces left.
The what?
The Blackhawks logo.
You mean the Braves?
The Chicago Blackhawks.
The Chicago Blackhawks have a face, not a tomahawk.
Well, no.
I don't know why you call it a tomahawk. That confused me, but it is a face.
I think don't they call them tomahawk jerseys or whatever? I don't know. Anyways,
that's the Braves.
Long story short,
then the Braves have a tomahawk.
It faces left.
This is getting very racist.
It faces left. Nuggets up 25 on the Kings. I'll take it.
I like Cuban's rebrand.
It's now 32, Chris. The Nuggets are up 32 on the Kings with a minute to go in the third. 100-68 right now.
Easy dub, and we'll get rest before tomorrow's.
But the Patriots, from the long snapper to the flying Elvis.
I mean,
their old logo was better for sure, but again, like some of you, like love the nostalgia of it, and like that's what makes it great. But if it was still their logo, you'd probably be like, that's outdated as shit. Like, update their logo.
I mean, Tampa Bay Buccaneers too. You love the old logo, right? But it's
that's what I mean with even the Dolphins one. I'm like that, the one you were talking about. I'm like, that would be outdated now. Like you gotta update it at some point. I mean, outside of those super basic logos like the Packers, Bears, Chiefs that I talked about, like those just don't get updated because they're kind of, I don't know, they're not that special. They're pretty generic as far as the logo goes. If they just hang in with that and hold on to that, and how about the Lions this year rebranding to a pro team? They did it.
Hey,
they did it. It's been about 30 years since their last rebrand, Cuban. So, and Chairman, you must be excited about that. That is a good rebrand. Rebranding to be an NFL team for the first time in like 30 years is impressive.
The Chiefs rebranded into a Super Bowl team, so I guess that's an upgrade.
Yeah, to perhaps the greatest dynasty we've ever seen, Chris.
Well, people talk about the Nuggets as being a dynasty, and that's kind of a thing too. Can you imagine, Scotty?
I don't think anybody's talking about it yet, but yeah.
I mean, it's happening. Can you imagine? I mean, you being lucky enough to be a fan of two dynasties at the same exact time.
Is it luck or is it me, Chris?
it's you. It's probably you.
Very much luck.
It might be me. It might be me. I'm not ruling it out, at least.
Milwaukee's. I would like to see someone try to change the Packers logo. Well, your ownership.
Yeah, their logo sucks.
Your ownership. You can make that.
Change it. They're not going to change it.
Doesn't he own the team? Can he put in a request?
Oh, yeah. Milwaukee, you're an owner.
You're an owner. Come on.
Get it done. Get it done. You have that piece of paper that means so much.
You have all the say in the world on what that logo looks like. Mayday, welcome back. Clippers have the Columbus Clippers. What's the Columbus Clippers?
Clippers have the Columbus Clippers logo. I don't know who are the Columbus Clippers? Is that a real team?
It is a real team. It's a baseball team, minor league baseball, AAA, affiliate of the Cleveland Guardians. And
which was another bad rebrand.
It's just a C.
I'm seeing some other clip.
Yeah, they have the
logos,
name with the wave.
But their other ones don't look like the new one either. In fact, Chris,
have a sailboat.
That's a C with a sailboat on there. It's an actual sailboat.
That's what it should look like. That's what it looks like. The Clipper has the.
I'm gonna assume the the Clippers franchise in the NBA was around before the Columbus Clippers. I don't know that for sure.
Just also, going out on a limb there.
Also, why are what equates to a sailboat, a giant, massive sailboat in Columbus, Ohio? What are we doing? What are we? Am I missing something? Is there some
maybe the Ohio River?
You're going down a river in a massive sailboat, like a pirate ship almost. I don't think so.
Pirate ship.
I don't think so.
What the hell? Yeah, Captain Jack Sparrow rolling down to Cleveland over here. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you at? I'm at the shores of Columbus.
Getting that pirate's booty.
Like what?
Meanwhile, we have a cruise ship here, you know?